Hey, it's Rebecca Silence, creator of Healing is Possible, here to talk to you about the one step that you can choose to take that will launch your life and launch your healing into territory that you've only dreamed of. And if you're not somebody who loves life or believes that life is precious or that wants to get the most out of your life, then no problem, stop watching. But if you do, want to get the most out of your life, and if you do believe that life is precious, absolutely watch, because this one thing that you can do that you have control over in any given moment, in any given situation, is a game changer. I believe that it's our right to love our lives and to trust ourselves in our lives. This step to decide is everything to help you get there. All trust starts with decisions and ends with decisions. And to obviously, we've all heard this before, to not make a decision is to make a decision. And you may want someone else to make some hard decisions that you're facing for you. But what I'm here to say is you have everything you need to make hard decisions and to be the ultimate decision maker in your life, because you already are. Even if you're taking advice from someone else, you're making the ultimate decision, and the buck stops with you. And there's really not a hero coming to save you. And if you won't decide, nobody can help. And to decide doesn't mean you're alone. It means that you created some energetic movement towards a direction that can bring in support and help to get you there. You're not alone once you make the decision. And the good news about when you make a decision is that you are alone in it. And you do have to be the authority in your own life. Or how do you really feel solid in your life and in who you are? Again, developing that trust in yourself. You don't need to be frozen, paralyzed, or waiting to make a decision. Just make the next right one. And no, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to screw it up. It's going to be a mess along the way. But what you can do once you've made a decision is you can start to take inventory. What worked? What didn't? What would you try instead? That's it. Make a decision. Some of them will work. Keep those. Some of them won't. Pivot, course correct. We've all gotten good at that, hopefully, or have the opportunity to get even better at it after all going through a global pandemic together. And when you're making decisions, especially now, we all have this blank slate, whether it feels that way or not. We all are in it together, picking up the pieces post pandemic of our lives and shuffling through that rubble and deciding what we're going to do. And you can and have what you need to decide what you're going to do next. What do you want to keep about the life you had and the life you have? What is it time to let go of? And what are you making room for? Decide, 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 decide to decide. And then finally, why is it so important to decide to decide? Because then the world actually gets to meet you. Once you decide, you begin the process of trusting yourself and of getting the most out of your life. And from there, people get a feel for who you are. And we trust people that trust themselves energetically. Whether we had words for it or not, it's true. And the more you're trusting you, the better. And then the more people actually get to know you as the version of you that you really are, the higher version of you. Okay. And even when your decisions fail, it doesn't make you a failure. It makes you brave and courageous for taking the risk to at least make a decision. And then again, learn from every decision you make. And what if you can make decisions that even if other people disagree with, you can stand for? Make decisions from a place of knowing what you're deciding and why you're deciding it. Nobody can mess with you after that. And those decisions, some of them anyway, probably won't work out, but a lot of them will. But at the very least, you can trust that you weren't on autopilot or asleep, that you made the decision and that you knew powerfully the decision that you were making and why you were making it. One of the hardest decisions that I've ever had to make was to quit chemotherapy after being pregnant with cancer, having the baby, going through a course of 12 surgeries in 9 months and 4 months of chemotherapy, and realizing that this drug, this medicine, was killing me. I was allergic to the chemo I was on. I didn't know that at the time, but I was developing drop foot. All the nerves down my right leg were literally dying. I lost the arch in my right foot, and my foot was locked in a pointed position like a ballerina. And I was dragging my foot around and in so much pain. And I made the hard decision to trust my soul and my own internal guidance system to quit the chemo. And I'm here to tell the tale. The statistical odds were not in my favor. And I'm not here to tell you to quit chemo or to make any decision. You only know. I was the only one that could make that decision for me. The decisions that you're facing, that you're up against, you're the only one that can make them. So take the risk. Don't be afraid to shake things up. And don't be afraid to let the world watch you make the next right, most empowered decisions that you can stand behind, one decision at a time. That's your right. And above all else, in any given moment, you have access to this tool. Decide to decide.